Are you feeling a little sluggish after summer and ready to get back on track with your wellness and weight loss goals? Maybe you were frolicking in Europe this summer, drinking all of the wine, eating all of the pizza and pasta, or maybe you were just hanging out more locally, taking some time off to enjoy with family and friends, indulge a couple of staycations. That's what I was up to this summer. And you're just feeling ready to jump back into routine and reset the mind and the body to look and feel your best. A lot of people make the mistake of waiting until January to reestablish and reignite their wellness goals and daily habits. But to be honest with you, there are a few peak times throughout the year, fall being one of them, where you kind of get this fresh start, new beginning energy, and we want to put that towards establishing consistency and getting back to a proper routine that is going to allow us to burn fat, get back to our weight management goals, and to just feel our best. I even see an influx for Shape, which is my online wellness app, because again, fall just signals that fresh start energy. Also, with the summer holidays behind us, it is just easier to create a structured routine again. And for me personally, I am so excited to get consistent with my workouts again. I'm going to be cutting out a few things for the next couple of weeks until I go to Paris, which I'm going to share later in our chat. And I'm just going to really focus on realigning and resetting. I also have an 8-week reset program happening with all of my community online, which you guys can totally jump into and join us, because I know that we all need it, and what better time to do it together than fall. So this is why I am going to share with you today 10 realistic daily habits and shifts in lifestyle that you can start making today to reset your body, reset your routine, and get back on track with your health, wellness, and weight loss goals. Let's jump into it. Tip number 1, I spoke to it a little bit in the intro, but I want to reiterate the fact how important it is to reestablish an actual routine. I mean, like taking out a pen, a paper, use your Google Calendar, whatever it may be, but you need structure in order to commit to that plan and actually follow through with it. Reestablishing routine helps with motivation, it helps with accountability, and it helps with just showing up for you day in and day out. Summer is a time where we're focusing on vacations, eating out, barbecues, gatherings, and all of those things are so great, but it just makes it more difficult to actually stay in a routine. That is why fall is so great. Now we're coming back to reality, coming back to our regular day-to-day, and it is the perfect time to set new boundaries for yourself, set new goals, and then really commit to sticking to them. Having a routine really does help you stay consistent. It is easier to show up for workouts. It is easier to stay in healthy patterns when it comes to food, and all of these things contribute to, seeing results and getting back to those weight management goals. All right, the second way we can get back on track with our wellness and weight loss for the fall is by cutting out sugar and alcohol. This is something personally that I have decided to do, even just for a few weeks, makes all of the difference. When I eliminate sugar, I am so clear-minded. Normally I do this 2 or 3 times throughout the year, and just for 2 or 3 weeks, but even doing it for that short amount of time, I'm like, wow, I cannot believe how much energy, sustained energy I have throughout the day. I even wake up like I jump out of bed, and right now I'm feeling a little tired and a little sluggish, especially after all of the travel and indulging that happened at the end of summer. So I am going to dedicate myself, and you should do it with me, to cutting out sugar and alcohol for a few weeks. I also noticed that when I do this, it gives me better sleep quality. So I'm not waking up in the middle of the night. I am getting higher REM scores when I'm sleeping, and overall, I'm just feeling more rested. I know with alcohol, especially if I go out for an evening and have a glass of wine, maybe a little margarita, I am more likely to wake up not even just one time, but multiple times throughout the night. And I really just want to focus on feeling my best right now. So doing this is one small lifestyle change that I know is going to be so worth it in the end. And then when you do actually get to the end of those like 2 or 3 weeks that you commit to, it makes you not crave especially sugar anymore. So I do love a little sweet treat after dinner most nights, but when I even just eliminate that, it makes me realize that I don't actually need that. I'm more so doing it out of habit, and sugar is also, as we all know, very addictive, and just making those small changes can make the biggest difference in how we feel. Obviously, with sugar and alcohol, that comes with extra calories, and again, if we are trying to get back down to that ideal body weight for you, then this is something great to consider eliminating, which will help you get back on track and feeling very great this season. This was a nice lead up into point number 3, which is prioritizing sleep. In the fall, again, there's just something about that fall energy that makes cozying up and getting to bed earlier a little bit easier versus especially the summer where I'm like party time. I am just like so excited to be out and to be doing all of the fun things. Now it's like, okay, fall is here. I want to be cozy. I want to be in bed early. The sun also begins to set earlier. That has already started, which makes it easier to start winding down earlier in the evening. One thing that I try to do to get better sleep is actually put my phone away at 8 p.m. So a lot of the time I will already have it plugged in, charging for the evening. I don't want to look at that because I find that when I don't wind down properly, meaning I'm on my phone until late or working until late, it truly does affect my sleep. So try that. Try establishing also a nighttime routine with supplements. I love magnesium. I also recently got this supplement to help me sleep. It was actually recommended from all of you on my Instagram. I am going to link that below. The brand is AOR, and it has a bunch of different concoctions in there, but it helps me sleep big time. So that is also something to consider, finding the supplements that assist you in having better quality sleep. And overall, if we are more energized by getting better sleep, we wake up feeling good, feeling motivated. We want to make healthier choices. We want to get to our morning workout. We want to have a healthy, balanced, high protein filled breakfast, and allows us to just make healthier choices throughout the day. So sleep, sleep, sleep. Let's get sleeping. I love sleeping. A lot of the times my boyfriend will come up at 10 p.m. and I'm already sleeping and he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, you should try it. Maybe you'd wake up with a little bit more, pep in your step. Trust me, focusing on sleep is key. Tip number 4, get outside. Fall is the best season, I don't care where you are, to spend time outdoors. The heat from the summer is slowly dissipating. I know especially in Miami, a lot of people will use the excuse, my boyfriend included, of not wanting to go outside because it is so extremely hot. Let's face it, global warming happening. I think a lot of people felt that all over the world this summer, but the crisp autumn air is here. The leaves are changing. It is beautiful outdoors, and I don't care whether you're walking, running, rollerblading, biking, putting on your headphones and listening to all of my YouTube videos, which naturally we all should be doing. Whatever it is, just get moving and get outdoors. Nature can help with de-stressing. It also helps lower cortisol within our bodies and increases endorphins, which is 2 thumbs up. That's what our goal should be every single day. I've talked about in other YouTube videos the benefits of sunlight, fresh air. All of these things just help with mental clarity. I know they make me feel so good. I love starting my day and ending my day with an outdoor walk. It makes the biggest difference in my mood and my productivity as well throughout the day. So take advantage this fall of getting outside. It does so many things internally that we don't even know are happening, but it just makes you feel grounded and good. And also make a date out of it. Call a friend, call a family member, force your boyfriend out of the house with you, and just get moving. Moving on to tip number 5, we are almost halfway there. Reboot your workouts. I know that workouts in the summer can be a little bit sporadic. We're really not focusing on creating so much of a routine during those summer months. And trust me, I am here for it. My summer challenge on Shape was all about quick, efficient workouts that you can do anytime, anywhere with minimal equipment. But even the feedback that I was starting to get from my members closer to the end of summer was that they were excited for longer workouts to get back into properly scheduled and programmed weekly workouts. And it totally makes sense because we are now back into routine. We are back into more of an actual structure. So we're not just doing these random workouts and going to random classes when we can anymore. We need to dedicate ourselves to a proper workout program. I, of course, am going to recommend Shape because I truly believe it is everything that you need programmed into a week, and all you need to do is show up. But if it's not my program, find another expert that knows what they're talking about, knows what they're doing, and commit to their workouts, especially if you're maybe new to the gym, you're trying to get into a new workout routine. Don't rely on yourself to know what to do. No matter what I do, if I'm getting, my eyebrows done, or if I'm going to get my hair colored, I'm not telling them what to do. I am giving them the reins. They are the experts. They know what they should be doing, and that is the same thing with working out. Rely on an expert, trust them, and then commit to the process. This is the most ideal time to recommit, to show up for yourself again, and that starts with moving your body. So let's do it together. And if that's not with me, that's okay. I really just want you to find something that you enjoy, that's fun, that you can stay consistent with, and whatever that looks like for you, do it as long as you're moving your body and getting strong, building lean muscle, doing a mixture of strength, Pilates, mobility, and cardio. I am happy. I know for me personally, I'm also excited to recommit and to get back to my mat. We are currently in the second week of our 8-week reset program for fall, and this was the first week I was actually able to be consistent again. It's Thursday, so I did Monday through Thursday workouts, and I already feel incredible. So I'm very excited to keep going with that. Point number 6, nourish with seasonal foods. And you might be thinking, what does this have to do with anything? Why is this important? And the answer is that seasonal produce is so delicious, but it is also richer in minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, which all contribute to our overall goals of weight management, fat loss, and feeling good. Typically, when we're eating produce that is in season, it is harvested at its peak time versus being harvested earlier and being shipped really long distances for it to get to us. And it just tastes better, and that's what we want. We want our food to taste good. That makes it easier to stay consistent with healthy eating habits, and also just keeps us aligned with our nutrition goals. A few examples of seasonal produce for the fall are apples, pumpkins, squash, sweet potatoes. Roasting all of those things is so delicious. I can't wait personally to roast some pumpkin seeds. I also love making sweet potato and carrots too, and carrot soup, so delicious. And as long as we are focusing on whole foods, unprocessed as well as balanced meals, keeping it high in protein. Having those two things come together are going to allow us to see the results that we are looking for and keeping us on track with our nutrition goals while also truly enjoying the food and the meals that we are eating this season. I hope that makes sense. And now I am craving some roasted squash. Maybe that's what I'm gonna have for lunch. Moving on to our next tip, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Guys, we cannot forget about drinking water in the fall. I feel like it's a little bit easier to remember in the summer months because it's a lot hotter, which makes us a little bit more thirsty, but we cannot forget about literally filling our cup with water in the fall months as well, and focusing on 3 to 4 liters of water a day. What I always recommend is increasing your water in smaller increments to get a little bit closer up to that 3 or 4 liter goal. I know that it can be difficult for a lot of people, but adding things like electrolytes, or if you've seen that trend on Instagram and TikTok, sexy water, which is basically adding a whole bunch of different fruits, infusing it within the water, can make it easier to hit our daily water goals. Although we may not be thinking about hydration as much in the fall, after a more relaxed summer, we are getting back into a busier season. So back to work, back to school, back to seasonal activities. So it is just as important to stay hydrated so that our bodies can work optimally for us throughout the day. Water is essential for transporting nutrients and oxygen to our cells, so consistent and proper hydration will help with increased energy as we reset our routines. So grab your water and get drinking, stay thirsty. Moving on to tip number 8, setting new goals. Now, fall really is a transitional season, so it's time to take a step back, reflect on your goals, see what you set out for at the beginning of summer, look at your goals from the beginning of the year, and then realign, reconfigure, and create new goals for the new season and for the new months ahead. What worked for you at the beginning of the year, what worked for you in the summer, and what will work for you now. It is going to look different throughout every single month, throughout every single season of the year, and resetting your goals again multiple times throughout the year is so great to refocus the mind, to stay consistent, and to stay on track with whatever you're setting out to do. Of course, a lot of the times our goals are wellness and weight loss, fat loss focused. That is totally okay. For me personally, when I actually take the time to sit down and write out my goals, it makes me 10 times more actually focused on them because I feel like I'm putting it into existence rather than just, taking a couple minutes one day to think about it. Having tangible and very real specific goals is super important, and it also just helps you stay motivated. Goals also give you a reason to stay committed to your wellness journey. So having a why, having a reason helps kind of fuel your motivation. So whether that's to get more lean, feel more energized, or even to just, start walking 10,000 steps a day or start getting in your daily workouts, whatever your actual why is will help you to show up. This sense of purpose makes it easier to stick to routine and overcome obstacles that you may encounter when resetting for fall. Routines are key. Okay, my second last tip is prioritizing mental health. Wellness is not just about our physical health, and I would actually argue that our mental well-being is even more important than our physical health. We will never see the results that we are looking for if we are not healed and calm and feeling good from within. It all starts with mental. That is why I place such an emphasis on my app Shape, on mindfulness. There is breath work, there is journaling in app, there are lots of meditations, EFT, hypnosis, whatever you truly feel drawn to, it is there for you, because I know we will never lose weight, we will never drop fat if we are not mentally sound. What better time to start incorporating daily gratitude and daily mindfulness practices, then fall. Fall is the season of reflection and gratitude, and it is the perfect time to start incorporating this into your routine if you haven't already. My final tip for resetting your health and wellness routine for fall is beginning to incorporate hot and cold therapy. I am specifically talking about cold plunging and sauna. And if you don't have access to that, just continue to listen and hear me out. Incorporating hot and cold therapy into your routine is so amazing for resetting. Like, it literally resets your body for the fall and for the new season. It improves mental clarity, it helps with energy, it helps with metabolism, and it also helps with recovery and internal inflammation. If you do not have direct access to an actual sauna and a cold plunge, you can even just do the cold therapy part right from home by having cold showers. That is something that I recommend to my members when I do include that in our weekly checklist for my challenges. Even just ending every shower with a 2 to 3 minute cold rinse can stimulate so many different benefits within the body. Sweating via hot therapy allows your body to naturally eliminate all the toxins through the skin. This is particularly beneficial, especially after an indulgent summer. To be honest, when I get home from any trip, my very first thing I do is go down to the spa in the building and use the sauna to just like sweat everything out. I feel so good after, and that acts as like a mini reset after even just a couple days of being away or out of routine. So imagine now incorporating this consistently a couple times a week into your routine. For the fall, it makes literally all of the difference. Now, there is no cold plunges in my building, but I still get cold therapy after by taking a cold shower. This is something that I recommend to my members on the platform when I do incorporate daily or weekly cold exposure on our weekly checklist. End your shower a couple times a week with 2 to 3 minutes of cold, very cold water. I know it sucks and it takes a minute to get used to, but what it can do for replenishing the cells, it doesn't necessarily detoxify the body directly like sweating does, but what the cold therapy does is it starts to constrict our cells and it pushes all of the toxins out of our body. And the difference in what this can do, even just for your mental clarity, is insane. So I know this last point isn't necessarily something that all of us have readily available 24/7, but there are things and there are ways that we can incorporate these practices right from home. Another great option, and I'll also link it below, is buying a sauna blanket. There are so many options out there now on the internet, and if you don't have access to a sauna, this is a great alternative that, again, you can do right from home. And the mental and physical benefits that you will start seeing from hot and cold therapy are insane, which is why it is something that I wanted to incorporate for this series. You need to try it. All right, guys, so that is it. Those are my top 10 tips for resetting for fall. I hope you found them super simple and realistic things that you can start incorporating starting today. I know, again, like I mentioned before, I am just so excited for this new season to get rooted into routine, start feeling like myself again, and I want the same for all of you. So make sure to check out my latest YouTube video, my magic morning drink for a flat tummy and to burn fat throughout the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time.